She got mad at me for buying silver.
She got mad at you for buying silver?
She wants me to buy the gold, yeah. I told her, I'm like, it's in my blood.
Silver will, I'm convinced that eventually it'll be a really good barter.
Who's the gentleman that I was dealing with before? Was it you?
Yeah.
You're the man? Obvious. You're the one that steered me to do this.
Look at the prices. I wish I had bought that gold at that time.
Would you give the same advice that you gave him back in 1994?
When Americans buy gold and silver, trust matters. SD Bullion is A+ rated by the BBB and trusted with over $6 billion in transactions. Transparent pricing, reliable delivery. SDBullion.com, where America buys physical gold and silver.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
What do you hear at Tim's to do?
I'm actually selling today. I have some scrap gold and some silver eagles that I got through a credit card redemption. I don't want to sell, but I need the money to make a land purchase. So it's even trade.
So land.
Yeah, so it's land.
Before you build a house on this property, you've got to build a high stone wall topped with barbed wire.
It's actually a piece of farmland, and it's overseas. And my wife's in the Philippines, and yeah, we're buying this before she comes out here.
Well, that's better than New Hampshire. In New Hampshire, you'd spend the first couple of years getting rid of the rocks.
Yeah, that's out there. It's rice land actually. So
wow.
Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna do with it yet. I told her, I was like, we can just sit on it and let it appreciate, sell it in like 5-10 years. Or she has family out there that they might be able to use it for something. You know, we can make some money off of it. So she got mad at me for buying silver.
She got mad at you for buying silver?
She wants me to buy the gold. Yeah, she's like, buy gold instead. Don't buy any silver. And I told her, I'm like, it's in my blood.
Is she Filipino?
Yeah.
I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Oh yeah, actually the silver eagles I'm selling today, I actually took out there with me, and I gave them to her to hold on to, just in case, you know. And we tried to sell them. Well, I tried to get some price quotes when I was out there. So we were in Manila, the capital, and we went to like their Chinatown, their version. There's like 1 million gold stalls out there. Like they just go on forever. And I did see a couple offers for silver. One was like, they do it by the gram, they don't do it by the ounce. One of them was like a low ball, like you would just laugh, like if you heard what it was. I remember it was really low. And then the other one that I got was near spot.
You like both, gold and silver, but
Well,
your wife likes the gold.
Yeah, she wants the gold. So I'm selling as little as possible today, as little as I need to.
Have you ever done this before?
No, this is the first time I've actually sold anything.
First time?
Yeah, and so I've been buying silver since 2009, 2010, around that time.
And you've never sold?
Never sold, yeah. I've just averaged throughout the years. Got a little distracted, yeah. I got a little distracted in the stock market, you know, the whole GameStop kind of craze thing. And
you got caught up in that?
Yeah, so the funny thing is I never had bad luck picking stocks. I just had really bad luck at timing. So I lost more money by not selling at the right time that I should have. And it's funny because there was this one coworker that we had, and I was talking to some coworkers at the time about one of the stocks that I had purchased. It was a penny stock. I bought it at like 1/1000th of a penny, and it ended up getting up to like 3 cents. So I was up like 17,000. And I had no experience, never bought stocks before, and I'm just looking at it laughing, thinking like, I just want to see what happens. And then it crashed.
Right.
Yeah, it crashed hard. So I actually still have it and sitting in my brokerage account. So I'm just like, yeah, whenever the company gets its stuff together and, you know, they get serious again.
You don't look at gold and silver the same way, do you?
No, I mean, to me, it's just saving, you know. I'm not. I watch the price every day just because I'm curious. I want to know what's going on, but I don't let it bother me like some people do.
So what is he selling to you, Tim?
Oh, he's selling a lot of premium gold and American Eagles, which are the top of the line.
Have you ever bought from Tim?
Oh, yeah. I moved here to New Hampshire in 2014, and this is like one of the first like silver-related things I did here, you know.
That's good.
Yeah. I bought my metal detector from you, too, a while back.
Wow.
The good old days.
AT Garrett, yeah, the AT Garrett, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the gold you're getting rid of?
It's gold that I had from an old relationship. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, over 20 years. Yeah, I've had that for over 20 years. Back in 2008, when the price skyrocketed, I remember sending it in to some appraiser, and I didn't like the price that they quoted, so they sent it back. It was
So your wife likes gold, but she's
Not-
not against you getting rid of this?
Yeah, she's fine with selling this gold, but yeah, any other gold, you got to keep it.
What got you into silver and gold?
Ron Paul. Yeah.
Ron Paul.
Yeah. It was actually funny. Of all people, it was Bill Maher. I used to watch Real Time with Bill Maher. Like, it would be on when I got home from work. And one night he had Ron Paul on doing an interview. And, you know, I'm in my early 20s. I'm more liberal than I am anything else. And
At that point.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. And I'm just like amazed that there's a Republican Texas congressman that's anti-war. That blew my mind. You know, and then I start reading more and watching more videos, and it's like, oh my God, like I never learned any of this in school. Totally changed my worldview.
Wow.
And then people were talking about gold and silver back then, and I started asking questions and talking to people. And then I remember I had this silver quarter sitting in like a drawer somewhere from when I was like 12 years old. I dug it out and I'm looking at it and I'm like, maybe there's something to this. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great
Nice to
day.
meet you.
Nice to
Yeah,
meet
I'm
you
always
too.
hearing your voice. It's nice to put a face.
I'm selling for my property taxes.
Oh no!
You having
no,
fun with
no,
that, aren't you?
no. Yeah, that's
I don't
no
know-
good, is
I
it?
don't know what you can do for me. I've got a
That
couple.
is, that's,
Huh?
What?
look
Oh,
at the
yeah.
prices. No, yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
that.
yeah. Cover that
Look
up.
at the prices.
Believe me, I didn't know what I was doing when I got here. I was buying one a week.
Oh my goodness! Wow, 394 for
The 94.
1 ounce of gold.
Yeah. Who's the gentleman that I was dealing with before? Was it you?
Yeah.
You're the man? Obvious. You're the one that steered me to do this. You said, come in. You should own about 10% of your money in gold. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And I came every week and I gave you.
That's excellent. Yeah.
You told him to
You-
buy
you-
gold.
Oh, well, and why not?
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
See,
He's the one that.
I wish I had bought that gold at that time. Unfortunately, you can't run a business and keep the profit, keep everything in.
What year
you're
was
trying to
that?
sell.
What year was that?
1994. Yeah. Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, I mean,
Really?
I'm
That is
happy
good.
now, so I can stay in my house for another 5-6 years because of property taxes. But, you know, thanks to him, really, I give him the credit for this whole thing.
That's awesome.
I think 3 Krugerrands. I maybe even Maple Leafs. I know I'm low on Maple Leafs, but I probably have 1 or 2. The American Eagle and the Buffalo are in the $5,000 range. We were kind of hoping that gold would go down today. Oh yeah, it's these hedge funds being hedge
My
funds.
brother-in-law's, he's
Let me look exactly.
The school districts in Massachusetts, they're laying off. They're laying off everywhere. I mean, 20 teachers here, 50 teachers there. Just keeps going.
That's awful. Yeah.
But I don't know if the kids are learning anything more.
So property taxes. That's why you're selling some gold,
My
right?
sister owns $1 million house in Florida, and she's paying $3,500 a year. I'm paying $8,000 for a $200,000 ship for a place that's not worth that. You know,
Yeah.
this guy knows.
In some places, some states are looking to try to get rid of property tax. Remove it. What do you think of that?
Well, I'd stay a little longer if they did, if they removed them. You know,
You really have to sell some gold.
I'm here. There's 2 ounces here.
Yeah.
There's two 1 ounce Krugerrands here,
Yep. Wow.
and I'm going to do this every year till unless I'm dead tomorrow, then I can save a whole. My sister will have a whole bunch of gold.
Well, you got in at the right time. That is pretty impressive.
I don't understand how I did. I just had a thing to come down here because I like to be diversified. So I said, I got cash. It's not worth anything anyways. So 2 cents on a dollar probably. But
So while he's on the phone, do you remember what he said to you back in '94 when it came to gold? What did he actually say?
I just asked him. I said, "What do you think I should own? This is what I got for cash, and this is what I'd like to own for gold."
Right.
And he said, "You should own about 10% in gold." I think he said 10% in gold at the time. So I did it.
These Krugerrands that you bought back in '94.
Yeah. I mean, you can take them out of it.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, take them out. I never took them out.
you've never
They
taken.
sit, no, they've been sitting in the safe for 30 years.
So you buy it, you put it in the safe, you let it sit there. That
I
is what
forgot about
people
it.
need to do, right? Yeah, they need to let it
I
sit.
forgot about it. I said, I opened the safe. I was looking at some of my guns, and I said, oh, shit. I says, I got some Krugerrands.
The Krugerrand,
Yeah, that's pretty cool,
94.
right?
Yeah, well
I
done.
didn't think nothing of it at the time. I think I went home and I called him up and I just said, are you 10%? Are you sure? He said, yeah, I'm sure. I said, so when I didn't know he was the same guy from 30 years ago, which he is. He's in good shape.
Just turned 80.
He did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look right behind
s-
you. Look.
I wasn't sure when I got in here. I said, is this the same? Because I haven't been here in 30 years. I said, is this the same guy? And I couldn't place him. It's been a while. Since 94, 6, 26, 32 years.
32 years of holding gold,
Yeah.
and you are so happy you did.
Well, the city of Manchester should be happy. They're the ones that are going to get it. I'm not going to see any of this.
No, that's terrible.
Look, this money here, this is going to the city. For what? You know, they come by and plow my street maybe once every snowstorm, and I get garbage pickup. That's about it. Picked up.
Has business picked up?
It's different.
I think.
Very different. I mean, it used to be rare coins. A small portion was bullion. Most of the
Was it?
business was rare coins. And he said, well, I kind of took a flyer, and I didn't know how interested people were going to be in bullion coins. Okay, this is in the early 90s. Okay, and I said, so where is Fayetteville? And he sort of gave me a description, and I said, okay. Now in your email it said you're going to have a website. This is early 90s.
Wow. You were on top of this right away.
Yeah, so and he said, one day I walked out, beautiful day, beautiful spring day, birds are singing, and then I realized I haven't seen a car in half an hour. And he said, this is my audience. I'm trying to run a coin store in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he said, that's why I decided to go online. So I said, well, keep the emails coming because I want to see that website. So, and that is back in the AOL days.
Dial-up internet. Yeah.
So then he announces his website, and I go look at it. It was just absolutely great. He's got a lot of things that I have to order from companies. And so I got on the phone and I said, who is your supplier? And he said, oh boy. I said, I'm my own supplier. He said, I had to kill to get a contract from the U.S. Mint. So the Canadian Mint was easier. But I still have to get some from distributors like, Sunshine had a distributor and Silvertown had a distributor. He said, but, pretty soon we're going to be able to sell just about everything. And I said, so why did you branch out like that? He says, where am I going to get material to sell? I got a website. I got to have something to sell.
See, I didn't know it was like that when
Wow.
I saw you. I didn't know you. But you told me, you're going to have to be patient, hang in there till I get some stuff in, But
Well, I built a website in 1995. So this guy, 93, 94, he was really ahead of the game.
he was on the
And the website was, you might get a call every week or something. But then the next thing he did, and this is probably around 2000, he opened up another company in Colorado. Okay? And
branching out.
Yeah.
well, that's his distribution point today. He had he was doing a lot of business on the phone, because today all you need is a computer. It doesn't need to be in your house. It could be,
Yeah, anyways.
it could belong to Oracle, for example, and you're running your business on their computer. But he has a West Coast office. The one in Colorado is still there. One day we were expecting this huge blizzard from upstate New York, where he's coming from. So I was talking to the wholesaler, and I bought something, and I said, by the way, you know, what's the weather like where you are? And he goes, oh, it's 78 and sunny. I said, where are you? He said, I'm in Florida. I said, I thought you were in upstate New York. He said, oh, those guys have already closed. They're gone.
So who's the
But not
person-
the company. They had closed for the weather.
Who is it that you were talking about that started this? Back in, you said,
Oh, it's upstate.
this was upstate?
Yeah.
That's the history of it right there? That's really
Oh,
cool.
yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Because I don't even know if it's the same people.
Right, but that's how it
But
kind of started.
they have offices all over the country.
And you have a website, but you don't do transactions like that.
No, it's my website stopped when I didn't have time to update it, and then another company took it over, and that's why I'm going to have to get you to build me a new
No,
website.
you don't.
No, the hours are wrong on the website.
You want to get the data correct.
We got to get the
Okay.
data
Yes, I
correct.
came and you were closed.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you weren't the only one either.
Okay, why don't you state really right now for everybody watching, what are your hours?
Well, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are noon to 6. And Saturday, noon to 5.
And you're closed
And
Wednesdays.
close Wednesday.
Awesome, thank you.
You gave me some more good advice too. You know, I was saying, well, what kind of coin should I get? And he says, well, bullion doesn't matter if it's illegal or from Canada or anything. Maple leaf, they're worth all the same. He says, right now you'd get a better value on the Krugerrands.
Still that way.
You gave me really?
Yeah.
Well, you gave me some good advice, and I just said I'm going to stick with this guy, and I'm just going to keep going back. So I had about 15 of them. I gave 5 away to friends, which I shouldn't have done. Now thanks to you, I can stay in the house I live in right now. Would you when I saw you in '94, would you have given me the same advice today?
Oh, back then I would definitely.
No, now. Would
Now?
you give the same advice you gave him 32 years ago?
Well, now that I know he's kept all these coins, I would tell me not 10%, I would say at least 30 or 40%.
My great-grandfather in Canada owned part of a gold mine.
Did
And he always harped on me to get the silver, get the gold, because the gold is going to go up.
You know, because silver will, I'm convinced that eventually it'd be a really good barter.
Would you give the same advice that you gave him back in 1994?
Probably, because everything has changed for everybody in exactly the same way. In '94, you know, a $5 bill would buy the same that a $20 bill will buy now. Right?
You're right.
Inflation.
10% is a lot more money.
Inflation. 32 years. That's what I'm planning on doing. You're an inspiration. Thank you so much for doing that. You are? Yeah. Actually, put in the comments right now if you were inspired by this guy, because I was.
You gotta make an appointment to see these guys. They won't even just see you off the street. Like,
Other local coin shops, you mean?
yeah,
Appointment
local coin
only,
shops
right?
Will not see you. You have to call and make an appointment.
Have you ever thought of doing appointment only, Tim?
No.
Never.
It's not fair. I mean, we have many people who just walk in.
Yeah,
And, you know, it's like we've had people come from Alaska and, you know, the Midwest.
Louisiana, Pennsylvania.
That's right. Well,